Hello, today we're taking a look at Echo Point Nova, which is a new game that I found on Steam. It currently has a demo, and that's how I found the game. The demo is obviously free, and you can play it solo or you can play it online co-op. The game is like an open world shooter with really high speed gameplay, fluid movement, tons of abilities like double jumping, hoverboarding, gliding on walls, grapple hooks, and stuff like that. A good array of weapons to use, and just a complete like open world free roam experience while you kill enemies and move at super fast speeds. It kind of weirdly feels like a bunch of concepts taken from loads of different games and just put into Unreal Project or Unity. I can't remember exactly what the engine is. I'll have to have a look at that one. And yeah, like they all work together in a really weird way. In a way that like you have to kind of slow down when you approach the enemies. So the game is all about moving fast. And it's incredibly fun to glide around the world. But as soon as you approach an enemy, it's obviously very hard to hit the targets moving at those speeds, so you kind of have to break your momentum in order to kill the enemies, and then start your momentum again once you want to travel from platform A to platform B, and get around and progress with the story. Some people who are really experienced might be able to kill enemies while moving at high speeds. There was a few moments where I managed to do it. Whether or not it was just sheer luck or I'm actually that skillful, I don't know. It did feel cool though, so maybe with some practice you could progress through the whole game like that. But in my case specifically, probably just luck. The game, obviously, as I said, has a demo, and that's kind of what the game feels like. It feels like a demo. It feels like this is the full game just released as a demo on Steam, rather than this being a portion of the game that is the most polished thing, which typically is what you would do for a demo. You'd put out your vertical slice, which is your most polished aspects, into one build, and everything else which is not finished yet is hidden away behind closed doors. This feels pretty big for a demo, so it feels like the developer just put out the whole thing as it is, as a demo. And that's kind of, it's exactly what it feels like. It feels like almost like a weird like tech demo, proof of concept, with the hopes of maybe like somebody else joining the project after seeing it, or some funding being given, or maybe it just purely needs feedback to go in the right direction, because it has all these cool mechanics and it feels good, but there's a little bit of like lack of direction with the project, it seems. I'm not sure if the developer of this one is watching, but if you are, just some little bits of advice as a developer myself. I would say that you need to work on weapons a little bit, because they do all feel good, and they play very well. However, the difference between each weapon isn't significant enough, and by this I mean I can kill an enemy with an AR just as easy as I can kill an enemy with the Magnum, or a shotgun, or a sniper. There's no real reason to use one over the other, so maybe some enemy types where some are stronger against certain bullets than others, or maybe make some weapons harder to use than others, such as giving them more recoil or lowering the damage output, things like that. The game currently, the weapons feel very samey, just derivatives of each other in a way. And then a small note on the AI. They're much slower than you, and also obviously dumber than you. So rather than a game where the AI are chasing you and it feels almost like competitive combat between you and the AI, it's kind of just like you're hunting them down. So you approach them, you'll hop off your hoverboard or slow down, and slowly kill the enemies around the area. I think it would be much more entertaining if the enemies would chase you around on hoverboards of their own, or something like that. But overall, for a demo, it's really fun, it looks promising, it looks like a good, tech demo, vertical slice, for something that needs, feedback, maybe needs some extra funding, to turn it into a bigger project and really nail this thing. So far, I'd give this game like an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's also not bad, and it's definitely not mediocre. There's something to it, so 7.5, 8 around the area. if I was to give it a rating. Finally, just to mention, the UI is like really hard to navigate. This is often the case in games that are in like demo or alpha. My specialty is UI UX, so if the dev is listening, I'm very happy to help out if you want some support in the UI department. I'm sure I can spare a couple of hours to draft up some better UI for you. That's all. Alright, thanks for watching this one, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I'll play this whenever it gets some updates or maybe the full game, as it will be a fun experience. Whether or not it's something I spend 2 hours in, 2 days in, or 2 weeks in is yet to be decided, and I think ultimately the final game will decide that once it has its updates based on player feedback, which is what demos are for. I suggest you download the demo, play it yourself, provide some feedback on Steam. That always helps developers. And yeah, alright, see you. Very quick before you exit this video, just to note, I am making a third-person multiplayer shooter inspired by games such as Halo, Quake, Unreal Tournament, Star Wars, and more. The game is called Cross Planet. You can wishlist it on Steam. We're currently at 2,966 wishlists as of the time of recording this. So hopefully we can get to 3,000 by the end of February. That would be really nice. So yeah, if the gameplay looks interesting and you think you'd want to wishlist this and play in the future when it releases, then go to Steam and wishlist it. Okay, thanks, bye.